Alrighty, guys. Good evening. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Montues. Yeah, we're on pretty late here, guys. That'll happen. I had stuff going on in real life here, and as it turns out, that's just the way things go. So we're gonna have a shorter stream here tonight, guys. Get my decaf ready because it's already too late into the evening for actual coffee. So, yeah, good. We'll see where things go here tonight, guys. We're gonna be playing more Overwatch 2. Had a lot of cheaters last night. Well, not as many as the weekend, but you know, usual amount. First, we're going to take a look at the tubes here, see what's going on here, and then get into some gamods. 7700, don't care. Roller coaster that doesn't stop automatically. Oh my. John Wick pitch meeting compilation. I think we're gonna take a look at a travel geek here. Going back to Earth, the land. Lots going on right now, guys. Mainly with, CES finished up on Sunday. I watched this video years ago. I don't know why it's popped up again. 2700. Don't really care about these variants once again. They're essentially just going to be the chips that are going to replace the X series. So, because the X series is priced inappropriately. We might just scurry through this real fast then. Just for shits and giggles. Probably just take a peek at the benchmarks and scoot through it. Not going to watch the whole thing because it's so late already. I'll just take a peek. Oh my god. What beautiful music this is.
Welcome back to Hover on Box.
We're back as I do my coffee.
Checking out the new 65-watt Ryzen 7000 series of processors from AMD. So the new non-X Zen 4 parts, let's say. And I'm sure many of you are aware, AMD did first introduce the Ryzen 7000 series back in September of last year, so about 4 months ago now. And despite being very impressive in terms of performance, many of you faced pretty steep costs if you were to migrate to a new AM5 processor because you needed DDR5 memory, an expensive AM5 motherboard, and for that reason, many of you just didn't. As a result, AMD's been quite aggressive with price cuts for the 7600X, 7700X, 7900X, and 7950X over the past few months. And while that has helped, it's only addressed part of the pricing problem as AM5 motherboards and DDR5 memory have been slow to come down in price. For example, today a bare bones B650 motherboard will still set you back $160 US, with very basic X670 boards starting at an absurd $260. Then you're looking at around $150 US for a 32GB kit of DDR5 6000 memory, and the low latency CL30 stuff we use to showcase Zen 4 performance, that costs $180 US. In short, gamers after something like the Ryzen 7 7700X will need to part with $350 just for the processor, then at least $160 for a motherboard, and $150 for memory, so about a $660 platform upgrade for an AM4 owner. But even for new system builders, you can purchase the Ryzen 7 5700X for $200, a decent B550 motherboard for around $120, and a 32GB kit of DDR4 3600CL16 memory for $110, so a $430 combo that in many gaming scenarios it's really not a great deal slower. So I guess the question is, can AMD entice more people to the AM5 platform with these cheaper non-X models? Well, before we find out, Today's sponsor spot is brought to you by Gigabyte and their NVIDIA GeForce RTX 30 series of graphics cards. For gamers seeking a premium experience, the Aorus range offers a number of excellent models such as the Extreme, Master, and Waterforce. All models include high-end coolers, either with massive triple fan heatsinks or large radiators in the case of the Waterforce series. These aggressive performance-focused designs ensure optimal operating temperatures and maximum power delivery. They're also very eye-catching with stunning RGB visual effects, and of course with the ability to support ray tracing and DLSS, you can enjoy breathtaking in-game visuals. For our Aussie viewers, these models are also available in pre-built systems from M-Wave, PLE, Scorptech, and Senecom, so for more information, please check the link in the video description. Okay, so at the bottom of the stack, we now have the 6-core 12-thread Ryzen 5 7600, which will be coming in at an MSRP of $230 US, and it clocks to 5.1 GHz, so 4% lower than that of the 7600X, and out of the box it does adhere to the 65-watt TDP. Other than that though, it is basically the same part as the 7600X, and of course it's unlocked, so you could achieve 7600X-like performance via overclocking if you so wished. Unlike the 7600X though, the 7600 does come with a box cooler. It's only the low profile Wraith Stealth, but it does work and it will save you some money on having to buy, well, another cooler. There's also the 8-core 16-thread Ryzen 7 7700 coming in at $330 US. And again, this is a 65-watt part, though it can clock as high as 5.3 GHz. This model also comes with the Wraith Prism cooler, which is actually quite a decent quality cooler, especially given that it is a box cooler, so that's quite a good deal. Then we have the $430 US 12-core 24-thread Ryzen 9 7900, which can clock as high as 5.4 GHz out of the box. This is again a 65-watt part, and this model also comes with the Wraith Prism box cooler.
So introduction,
to current Ryzen 7
yada yada yada. These are just a slightly different frequency, which is why I wasn't really interested in covering it.
Cheaper than the lowest 7600X price available right now at $250.
And they're probably going to phase out the X's.
Heading back up around $300. So it would seem as though those temporary Zen 4 price cuts are over at this point, and replacing them will be these new non-X models, which I guess makes sense. Now, the lowest price the 7600X has hit over the past few months is about $240. So with the 7600X coming in at $230 with a cooler, it is the best Zen 4 deal that we've seen yet, at least, well, the most affordable Zen 4 deal, let's say. Now, the 7700X, which was introduced at an MSRP of $400, was selling as low as $330, and right now can be had for $350. Therefore, the 7700, which is set to cost $330, will enter the market around $20 cheaper than the cheapest X version, but you also get a quality box cooler, so that is a nice bonus. Then we have the 7900X, which landed with an MSRP of $550, but late last year had dropped as low as $440.
I think we're going to fast forward here, get some benchmarks, testing system specs.
We're going to look at, while skipping most of the individual game results for the 10-game average of 4,920 megahertz. Learned about the operating behavior of these CPUs in this.
So these are basically almost like a refresh of the X, but not really because they're a downclock version. They're like set for a different price point. As I mentioned, I'm pretty sure the X's are just going to be depreciated, and the X3D is going to take over the X's spot.
4% slower than the 7600X. The 7700 scored 18,337 points, and here PBO was more useful, improving performance by 7% to get within a few percent of the 7700X.
Ooh, PBO benchmarks
the 7900 scored 25,062 points, making it quite a bit slower than the 7900X, though that margin was largely closed down simply by enabling PBO, making what is essentially a more efficient version of the 7900X. Looking at the single-core performance, we find that the 7600X is 5% faster than the 7600, the 7700X is just 3% faster than the 7700, and the 7900X is 4% faster than the 7900. So the margins here are fairly similar, between 3 to 5% faster for those original X models. So really not a big difference here, and in most instances, PBO does a good job.
No, 5900 or 5950?
Now, I'm not going to go over all the individual results for the 7-zip file manager test. Rather, I'll just show you the compression and decompression performance. But in short, the margins are similar to what we saw in Cinebench R23. And that is to say the 7600 was typically just 3% slower than the 7600X. The same was also true of the 7700 versus the 7700X, while the 7900 was up to 8% slower than the 7900X. Adobe Photoshop 2022 generally only uses 1 to 2 cores, so this is more of a single core benchmark, and as such, we're seeing very little difference between the X and non-X CPUs here, around a 3% margin. And the last application we're going to look at is Blender, and again, these results are very similar to what was shown in Cinebench R23. The 7600X was 5% faster than the 7600, the 7700X 4%
PBO
faster
does
than the 7700,
works
and the
wonders
7900X
on
12% faster
7900.
than the
This is why
7900.
this is why static overclocking or just manual overclocking nowadays is kind of pointless, because the advantage you're getting with PBO is almost identical to the advantage you're going to get by a static overclock.
Now here's a look at total system
Sadly,
power consumption. From the 7600 to the 7600X, we're looking at a 12% increase in total system consumption, and that's for a few percent extra performance. Then we'll achieve these. Okay, time for the gaming benchmarks, and again, we're going to look at the graph for 3 of the 10 games tested. The results are all very
weird.
predictable. Starting with Hitman 3 at 1080p, we see that the 7600 is just 3 FPS slower than the 7600X, the 7700 just 4 FPS slower than the 7700X, and the 7900 10 FPS slower than the
7950. Maybe they don't have one.
7900X. It's a similar story at 1440p, so really it's only this 7900X that offers a noticeable performance gain over its non-X part, and even here we're only talking about a 4% increase. The Horizon Zero Dawn performance is even closer between the X and non-X models. The 7900 and 7900X delivered identical performance, while the 7600X was 1% faster than the 7600. It's the same story at 1440p, so at least in this example, it doesn't really matter which model you use, the performance is going to be much the same. Cyberpunk 2077 is very CPU demanding and therefore utilizes these parts well. It's also sensitive to frequency, so we are seeing some variation in the results here. That said, the 7900 versus 7900X battle, which sees the largest difference in operating behavior, only
13600 is
variation in this game. The margin is
8P
reduced to just
and
3%
4E, I
for the
think.
7700 versus 7700X matchup, and 5% for the 7600 versus the 7600X, and it's a similar story at 1440p.
Raptor Lake.
And here it is, the 10-game average, starting with the 1080p data.
13600.
The 7600 was on average just 4% slower than the 7600X.
It's a 6 and 8.
Just 5% slower than the 7700X.
13700 is the beginning of the 8 series.
Than the 7900X. Now, these aren't big margins, and for those who care about productivity performance, we'll find these non-X CPUs to make a lot more sense, given they're significantly more efficient and operate at much lower temperatures. But you can also see why AMD went about things the way they did. These non-X parts don't look nearly as impressive on a graph when compared to Intel's 13th gen range. The 7700X, for example, is just a few frames slower than the 13900K, and that sees it take second spot. The 7700 though, which is just a few percent slower, is more of a midfield contender in this graph, trailing the 13700K by a slim margin. Now, as you'd expect at the slightly more GPU-bound 1440p resolution, and I do only mean slightly more GPU-bound, the margins closed up a little. Here the 7700 is now 4% slower than the 7700X, so just a 1% decrease there compared to what we saw at 1080p. Overall, the non-X parts are at most 4% slower here. Now for a look at cooling performance using the supplied box cooler, and we'll start with the 7600 using the Wraith Stealth. When placed under an all-core workload in Cinebench for an hour, installed inside an ATX case with a room temperature of 21 degrees, this combo peaked at 97 degrees, so very hot. That said, we know Zen 4 processors target a 95-degree TJ max and are designed to do so, at least according to AMD. And we saw no evidence of throttling under these test conditions, so the 7600 performed as expected, and for reference, under the exact same test conditions, the 7600 peaked at 78 degrees with a 360mm AIO. Next, we have the 7700 with the Wraith Prism, which is a far more impressive cooler, and the results here are far better than what we saw with the 7600/Stealth combo. With the Prism, the 7700 peaked at 79 degrees, so well below the 95-degree TJ max. That's a pretty great result given that a 360mm AIO saw a peak temperature of 73 degrees. Then finally, we have the 7900, which again comes with the Wraith Prism. This time we again saw a peak temperature of 79 degrees, so another great result. And for reference, the 7900 peaked at 70 degrees using a 360mm liquid cooler. Okay, so AMD's new non-X Zen 4 CPU is a lot like their non-X Zen 3 CPUs. which were a lot like the non-X Zen 2 CPUs, which were a lot like, I guess I'll stop there. We could go on for a bit further, but I think the point is that they're pretty much exactly what you would have been expecting, a cheaper and ever so slightly slower version of the X
A PBO
counterpart.
basically fixes that.
Basically, in the past, I've always recommended you buy the cheaper non-X version, and I've done this for a few reasons. Firstly, they are generally cheaper and deliver comparable performance. They're more efficient. They're also unlocked, so you can just overclock them to achieve full performance anyway. And they typically come with a box cooler, which you can sell on eBay if you don't need it. The Wraith Prism, for example, that generally sells for like $30 to $40 US, which is pretty crazy given you can get a really good quality tower style cooler for that price.
Which doesn't really make sense.
So I'd say, assuming that the non-X parts are at least $20 US cheaper, I'd probably go that way, sell the cooler and pocket the
by the way,
difference.
prices of things are
I'm
listed
also
for on
a
eBay
lot
are not
happier
necessarily the
with how
prices
these
they're selling
non-X
for. You have
models
to figure out
came
what the
out of
bottom of the
box.
market is,
They're
which is where things
significantly
start
more
getting sold
efficient,
off at.
and if you want to overclock them for maximum performance, so power efficiency be damned, well, you can
Shipping
still
is
do
also
that. Now, I thought we might as well
fees and
quickly
shipping is
update
probably
the
like
cost
$20
per
off
frame
that, so that's not
analysis
really
of
that
this
big of a
content,
deal.
so
You're getting like $20
let's go
out
do
of
that.
it.
Before I do though,
I find selling
bucket
anything
list
under
of
$50 to be
disclaimers.
not worth it on
Firstly,
eBay.
the angle
Personally,
here is for new system builders or those upgrading the entire
it
platform.
eats you, the margins
So
are just
not
eaten
someone
up by
who's already well
eBay /
invested in
PayPal
a
fees,
relatively
and then the
modern or
shipping
current
costs.
generation
And to the
platform,
point at
such
which
as
you're making
AM4
almost no
or
money. It's not worth your
LGA1700.
time.
If already on AM4, you'd probably just opt for a 5700X or 5800X 3D. And if on LGA1700 with a lower end 12th gen part, you'd probably just look at getting a 13th gen upgrade. So for this cost per frame analysis, I will be including the current retail price of the CPU, a 32GB kit of memory, and a budget motherboard, since most of you seem to like min-maxing your motherboard and CPU, which I get. Now, because this is a new system build / complete platform upgrade value analysis, we're focusing exclusively on DDR5 memory for platforms that support it. For budget builds, DDR4 still has its place, but that's not what we're looking at today. Having said all of that though, the AM4 CPUs were obviously tested with DDR4 memory as they don't support DDR5, and here I'll be using DDR4 3600CL16 memory, which is available for $110 US in a 32GB kit, though this will be a little bit slower than the CL14 memory that I used for our testing. And you could also save even more money on a CL18 kit, they're about $80 US, but that is quite a bit slower than what we tested with and would really throw off the numbers. Given that the AM4 CPUs are getting slightly slower and much cheaper DDR4 memory for this value analysis compared to what we actually tested with, I'm going to do the same with the DDR5 configurations, opting for $150 US DDR5 6000 memory, and I've also given the Raptor Lake CPUs the same price, despite the cheapest DDR5 6400 memory coming in at $175 US. I would expect to see a similar performance decline for Zen 4 and Raptor Lake CPUs using the DDR5 6000 CL36 memory compared to what is shown in the video. And if that doesn't sound fair, please do keep in mind that the DDR5 memory used to test the AMD and Intel CPUs in this video both cost around $170 to $180 US. Also, because we are using DDR5 memory exclusively for the Intel 12th and 13th gen CPUs, as I feel you really should when building a brand new system, the cheapest LGA 1700 motherboards available supporting DDR5 memory cost $160 US, and that is for a Z690 model. It's $170 for a B670, $190 for a B660, which is a bit odd, and then $200 for a Z790. So let's go with the cheapest Z690 option at $160. For AM5, the cheapest B650 boards are also $160, with X670 priced well north of $200. Then for AM4, you have a mountain of options there, plenty of solid boards for as little as $120.
Because it's a very mature platform at this point.
That price point.
Intel keeps their boards
Again,
around for basically one generation, maybe two generations. AM4 has been around for like a decade at this point, and prior to that, there's a lot of intercompatibility between AM3 and AM4 prior to switching over to AM4. I think it's like 8 years, not a decade. Oh, it is a decade. Decade's like 2012, because we're in 2013, because we're in 2023.
It'll come as no surprise to learn that the Ryzen 5 5600 offers the best value here, given that it can be
Actually,
had
take
as
a peek.
little as $135 US.
Though
stock at this price might be drying up. For example, at the time of creating this video, very few listings were still online. So it's
stock
hard
at
to say what
AM4.
the
It came around
future
with
is
Bulldozer, right?
Now, looking at the 7600X, it's interesting to learn that
I'm completely off. 2016.
$250, it actually offers the same value as the 7600, so the non-X version, ignoring the fact that it doesn't come with a cooler. And I do expect the 7600X to increase in price back towards the $300 US MSRP.
Not
Now that the
completely. 3 years off.
7600 is
7 years
available.
around.
And of course,
It's
we
quite a
will
bit of
get
time
console
compared to
pricing
Intel.
soon. But for now, at least, the 7600 doesn't really change the value.
AM2 was around a really long time, or AM3, one of the two. AM2 or AM3 was around a really long time.
600K, which currently costs $320 US. Now, you could reduce the cost of the Core i5 build by around $100 with cheaper DDR4 memory on a B660 motherboard. But even if we take the same 221 FPS, which was achieved with more expensive DDR5 memory, that would only place it roughly on par with the 7600 in terms of value. And we know from previous testing that the 3600K is at least 8% slower on average using more affordable DDR4 memory. So it would seem as though at present, AMD has managed to beat Intel in terms of value for the 7600/7600X versus 13600K battle. Now, the Ryzen 7 7700 is interesting because, again, it is slightly worse value than the 7700X, which is currently selling for just $345 US, but again, could head back towards the MSRP now that the 7700 is on the market. For those of you building a new system, the 7700X makes more sense than any of the 8-core AM4 options, including the 5800X 3D, as you're getting slightly better performance at a similar cost per frame on a newer platform supporting DDR5 memory with just a much better upgrade path. For gamers, the 7700 also beats the 13700K in terms of value.
The X3D is a very, very wild bird. I wouldn't completely agree with this analysis. The X3D chips for the 7000 series might change this. So, and then there's Raptor Lake refreshes coming out.
Better option here, depending on your workload. Then we have the 7900, which is a very nice CPU, but also doesn't really make sense for gamers. You're just much better off with a single CCD Ryzen 7 part. And even for productivity, you might as well just get the 7950X or 13900K, though power usage and thermal issues make the Core i9 a lot less practical as a productivity CPU. And while you can tune it for better power consumption and thermals, it does make it slower, while no such compromise is necessary for the 7950X. What's clear to me is Zen's position has certainly been strengthened since our initial reviews. The more affordable 65-watt parts, which are also much more sensible out of the box, coupled with the much
This is something, by the way,
cheaper
Gamers Next doesn't do, which is they'll do refreshes
and in my opinion, the
on their
obvious
takes.
choice over AM4 for new system builders.
Occasionally they will, but
builds, of course.
Yeah.
That said, this was also sort of true before the arrival of these new 65-watt parts, as AMD has aggressively cut prices over the past few months, but these new parts make that pricing official. And there is a good chance that the X parts will head back towards their respective MSRPs, and if they do, pricing will look more like this, and at that point I'd highly recommend you ignore them and just go for the non-X 65-watt models instead. Of course, all of that said, what I'd recommend right now is sticking with my recommendation for the last few months, and that is to do nothing until next month when we get to see what the 3D Vcache versions.
That's not been his recommendation for the last couple months. That has definitely not been his recommendation for the last couple months. Maybe last month since their December review? No, yeah, go back a couple months. Not their recommendation. No one was talking about X3D parts. We talked about this. Everyone's talking about like the Raptor Lake, the 13,000 series, and no one was talking in the 7,000 series. No one was talking about the fucking X3D parts, which were building a shitload of hype. But now he's talking about the X3D parts, so we got a little bit of a retcon going on here. I hate when streamers do this. TechTuber. Hate when TechTubers do this. Streamers, people in general, when they're broadcasting, then they will retcon something they said in the past and just hope no one either goes back and watches it or remembers or calls them on their bullshit. Which I'm not going to in the comments, but
it's not going to be too long now.
I'll point it out to you guys.
Should really shake up the market.
Fucking Dead by Daylight streamers do this shit all the time. I can think of two big ones that do it all the fucking time. As a side note,
I have purchased the Core i3 13100, Core i5 13400, and Core i5 13500. Actually, I also got the Core i7 13700 as well. Intel announced those parts at CES, but for whatever reason, unlike AMD, Intel doesn't sample their locked processors, so we've had to go and purchase them, and they should arrive sometime this week, so hopefully that content won't be too far away. I've also got some new B760 motherboards as well.
Hey look, tech stuff, guys. Instead of Gamers Next is telling us about this elusive prototype PlayStation that I give no shits about.
But that is going to do it
And
for
then
this
touring
one. If
factories,
you liked
which
the
I kind of
video,
care
give it a
about,
like.
but
We
not
also
in
have
lieu
a
of
load
tech
content on
content,
Patreon if you want to become a Hard
actual
member.
tech content
You get
that I
access to
watch the
some pretty
channels
cool
for.
exclusive stuff. Tim
Good.
and I get together and do a live stream for you guys, so do that in person. At least Tim and I.
Him and Chris.
What else do? We do Q&As. We have
for the
an
fans.
exclusive Discord server. That is
What about the
very cool. Great
OnlyFans?
place to hang out and
What
chat,
about the
but
OnlyFans,
Tim
Chris?
and I are active there as well as our video editor Balin,
Mm-hmm.
and behind the scenes content. So some cool videos
Uh-huh.
there from time to time.
Okay. Bye. Good. Goody good. Basically everything I expected, which is the whole reason we didn't watch the whole video and why I didn't think it was really going to change much of anything. $125 oscilloscope. I agree. That's a pretty good price. If it works properly. Although oscilloscopes, when you start getting down into electrical engineering stuff, which I don't really care about. Break even, $2 billion, budget $250 million, other $1.75 billion. Yep. I literally talked about this the other day. And they're going to probably talk about marketing and shit, which is totally not where all the money's going. They're going to infer it is, but it's not. There's no way. One was James Cameron's internal belief of, like, you have to read the quote. It is basically James Cameron's internal take on what it takes to be successful. So what he would consider to be successful is $2 billion. It's not what the film has to earn to be net positive, which is very misleading. Well, watch your Tom's gun.
The oldest roller coaster in the world is this, the Great Scenic Railway at Luna Park in Melbourne, Australia. It was built in 1912, and it's one of very few roller coasters in the world where the brakes are still operated manually. Where a brake operator, like Freya there, rides along on every run, timing everything and making sure that the riders go over the hills at exactly the right speed every time. So obviously, I had some questions for Freya and the team here about how it all works, but I thought I might want to wait until Freya was a little bit less busy.
I have been driving for about 5 or 6 years now, which is a lot of fun. Sending people around on a roller coaster is a pretty unusual job. We usually try and keep people on only for like an hour at a time because it can get very tiring, obviously. It's all manual labor, slowing it down. We do about 24 hours worth of training, which includes doing a walk of the track, theory, as well as a lot of driving, same as driving a car, trying to expose them to as many different conditions as possible.
I did not expect to get actual airtime for a 110-year-old roller coaster. Wow, that's not a bad view from up here either.
It is so dependent on
how often do they
the
stall?
Conditions that you're driving on. There's no, this is exactly how you drive the train every time. Everyone has their own little ways of doing it. We obviously don't just throw someone behind the brake and say, go for it, because standing up on a roller coaster is a weird thing to do. Once they're all comfortable standing up, we'll move them behind the brake, and as the trainer, you will tell them when to apply and not apply brake, and from then on, it's just doing a lot of laps to get experience in different conditions. Every cycle you run is different. You've got to be able to make those judgment calls. If it is too windy, depending on the direction it's coming from, it will stop the train. So we keep an eye out on like the wind radar and things like that to keep a ballpark as well.
What's
as
the chance of stall, guys?
Have a pretty good idea of how that's impacting the train. Rain, we also don't run in. It makes the train go way too fast and it becomes difficult to actually slow it down. If it does come to a stop, if it's too windy or something like that, we get a team of people to come up, they walk up the track, which are all trained how to do, and then give it a big push start to get it going, which is always a bit of fun and entertainment for all of the guests on board.
Sure, this is more than 100 years old, but it needs to perform to 21st century safety standards and get 21st century inspections. So how does it do that?
Where we run
My guess is the train, like, there's almost no way of this train derailing anymore, that they've actually made it in such a way where it's latched to the tracks like a normal train would be nowadays, where the person on the brake, they probably could just let it go full tilt and it'd probably be fine, is my guess, but probably not. But my guess is they could actually let it go full tilt and it'd be perfectly fine. But it's more from nostalgia of what's actually happening on the tracks here, like, because it's a unique thing, right? In a rather lackluster roller coaster.
Modern safety rules, we have to negotiate with the Heritage Council and say this is the most sensitive way we can possibly achieve the result.
Maybe not. Maybe it's
a
just
difficult balance.
they convince
They're
them.
Very, very expensive to maintain. Continuous maintenance, and by no means is it off the shelf. It's all 1900s equipment. We have to replace like for like wherever possible. That means we have to have them manufactured specially. It's a never-ending job. So we only run 2 trains on the track. The first train that is dispatched is required to get halfway around the track before we dispatch the next one. Now there are 4 blocks defined on the track by lights. 2 opportunities on every circuit to pull the train up. That was done nigh on 20 years ago. Modern legislation, we had to conceive of everything that could possibly go wrong. The longer you leave risk, the more chance it's got of occurring. And there have been discussions to modernise that control system so that the brakes on the train could be invoked externally. All of these things are on the list and will eventually have to happen.
Maybe not.
No question.
Maybe they just convinced them. They just convinced them it's safe. It's totally safe. Trained operator, right? Nothing can go wrong. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, they totally could modernize the shit out of it, but totally the appeal of this is 100% the person behind the joystick there just pushing on the brakes. Your hands, your life is in their hands sort of thing, right? Good. Okay, let's do an upload and get onto the Reddits here, guys, and get into some Overwatch. I think we got some lovely mail. I don't think I'm going to answer this if this is on the old comment. The old thread. We'll take a peek. Which one's this? Yep. Old one. We aren't going to actually reply to that anymore. That's like 3 days old. There's no one's going to read that except for the person I'm responding to, and I don't care. I don't make comments for the person I'm responding to. I make them for everyone else that might read them, which is one of the reasons, not Overwatch, Reddit still also sucks, because usually after the first day or 2, you literally lose any sort of, on any sort of thread that trends, and not one that's like more or less a repository of information someone might reference in the future. You generally won't get people that ever review your comments after it trends, and then it's done. May being a team player as usual. Show me. I mean, she tried. She tried. Overwatch 2 needs faster balancing. Most video games need faster balancing. They don't aren't on top of things fast enough. They should tweak more often and, you know, care a little bit less about the repercussions of what they're doing. And then just deal with it when it comes off, and then tweak it again, and tweak it again, and tweak it again, and tweak it again. You think Overwatch should have a vote forfeit option during ranked matches? I think people would use it too liberally, much like in League of Legends and any game where there's a vote forfeit option. People love using that the moment something goes wrong. StarCraft 2, where games are like 3 minutes long and some stupid shit like that because they messed up at the beginning. That being said, in games like that where the game's basically over and there's no way to come back from it, that means there's something wrong with the game itself. So I disagree with the fact it needs a forfeit option. It means there needs to be more ways of coming back from a loss. If you're playing a game that's definitely a loss for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, there's something wrong going on. MMR or the core gameplay or something. AMD Reddits. Fix the XDX reference cooler. added more water to it. See. A lot of water cooling. There has to be almost no flow. Studio Sports RX 7000 AV1. We saw that yesterday. Bought AMD, you got played? Not really. Mine is just looking for clicks from the looks of it. Oh no, a cheaper part came out. Yay, 6 months later. 5 months later, 4 months. 4 months later, 5 months. Buy new CPUs tomorrow. Probably Micro Center, which people are buying them to resell them. DVD Reddits. Never seen the sub be more positive towards Bubba till now. Yeah, no shit. So there's talk that Bubba's going to be removed from the game. He's going into a different game. Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. So obviously, like, Demogorgon is going to be unavailable. I don't know why Stranger Things pulled the Demogorgon in the DLC content from Dead by Daylight, but they did. Publicity for them. Probably wanted more money, and then they didn't get it. Wait, done and done. Nope. Need to finish the upload, though. The upload must be completed, guys. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. Randomly adding it to Overwatch, Overwatch 2, because YouTube. 2. 3. 1 are these. Overwatch 2. 2. Alrighty, guys, let's move along into Overwatch, shall we? We went too fast, guys. I still have coffee left. That's not good. Righty. See if we got some weird shenanigans going on tonight. We went back to 1000 hertz yesterday because something was going on. Something didn't feel right. I played off stream and things kind of felt normal. I don't know. It's going to take some more finagling here, guys. Okay, be right back, guys. 1 second. Alrighty. Let's see, guys. Uh-huh. What? What kind of games are we gonna get tonight? Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. I bully Mercy. What the fuck kind of name is that? Like I mentioned before, guys, the fights between supports are brutal. Literally like watching like puppies try to kill each other. It's horrible.
Up with mercenaries like
My god, I've heard this voice line 5 million times.
Whatever you are.
Forget regulations. After this mission, I'm throwing a party.
All right, let's hear that fighting spirit. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I fell into the ball, by the way. Unrelated to shots.
Repositioning. Moving the payload. Let's keep it going.
Understood. Just sit for the parched.
Good to see you.
That's 3 hits. Dispersing. Messy, but we got it done.
Use their sleep dart. Uh-huh.
Returning to battle.
Always take priority in a gunfight, guys. Push him off, it must have.
Making another approach.
100% pushed him off.
off and move that payload.
I still don't know where all the medkits are on this map.
My ultimate
Really use some healing right now. I guess we'll use the cart while being surrounded by healers.
Aerial positioning.
worry about it.
My ultimate is almost charged. Positioning.
God. Too fast. A lot of laser beams going on there. I thought I could gimp pig right away. Gimp pig? And it didn't happen.
Payload secure. Move out.
Enemy here.
I swear to God, guys, there are some healers that play Lucio that never use their amp up, like, at all. It's the one way to actually do decent amounts of healing. Like, they just never use it. Or they periodically use it.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
On the move. The payload has been secured. I don't think so. You don't have to thank me.
Rocket Man! Literally just sit on the cart and hide. So every time they look at you, they can't kill you. They always try to focus you if you're alive. Just by design. Did I get him? I might have got him. I think I got him. Get him though. Didn't hear any footsteps from Hog, guys. You did? Because apparently games can't blend a bunch of audio together anymore. They have a max of 16 sound channels, and they're all occupied. Yeah, compared to 128 we used to have with EAX. It's just, yeah. Don't worry about it. You don't need the footstep sounds. We'll just get rid of them.
Translocator set.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my head's in the game.
Imagine having 128 sounds, guys. Distinctive audio channels. Yeah, weird, huh? It's almost like there isn't a limit on the number of sounds in real life at all.
You got the payload. Move with me.
Yeah, Mercy's still, right? Yeah.
They will be annihilated.
right now I could really use an amp up. There we go. Fuck, they're just sitting there doing nothing. Good. Without ults and not really doing anything at all. Good for them. So as a tank, you sacrifice a DPS to take them, to catch them off guard. I see. Like you're a Sombra or a Spy or something? Yeah. Good trade. And then the Sombra's also sitting up there. Uh-huh. Well, luckily they killed me over and over again, right? I don't even know what he's talking about. There's no reference there. It's kind of a... not a good time to have an in-depth conversation the last 5 seconds of the game before the screen ends. But an in-depth subject matter.
Welcome to Blizzard, where prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
I am finding, guys, the more that I'm playing Pharah, even if the enemy team tries to prioritize killing me, which they will, they prioritize killing you, you can still do a number on them because they spend an inordinate amount of time trying to kill you, and as such, if you try kiting them or hiding or otherwise taking up their time, your team just kills them, which also works out in your favor, so. Doesn't feel as good, though, obviously. It's like the favorite thing people like doing now is to try to get you to switch off Pharah. It just makes me want to play her more. The stubbornness streak? Uh-huh. Even when the Mercy gives up on you.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Up and away. An enemy.
Oh, pop shots. Lovely if it doesn't echo. Good. Jump up here. Good. Anna's just out doing whatever. Usual quick play, right? Uh-huh.
I will not waste this opportunity. Taking off. I don't stay down. Hello there. Up and away.
Anna has 128 healing, guys.
Power.
Yeah.
Heroes never die. Underway.
I actually got the point back. That's hilarious. In Overwatch 2, why? No. Don't fall back from the front choke point where you're supposed to hold them. It's kind of hilarious in Overwatch 2 how basically you just expect to forfeit the point. You expect to forfeit the point the moment that the enemy team ends up on it. Hey, buddy. I should have just sat on the ground, literally right next to him. So I could strafe in and out of the shield easily, instead of flying. Also basically unable to dodge at all, so.
I don't want to talk about it.
Fall back. Fall back.
On the move. Thanks for the assist. Up and away.
Aww.
The skies away.
never die.
Taking to the air. I am powerful.
Thank you. Diana again.
I will not waste this.
Watch here.
Bye.
Keep an eye out.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
And Tink's dead.
Always more to learn. Up and away. I don't think so.
That's the Widow. Like they're cheating. They look like they're cheating on Widow as well, but wasn't very good, so it didn't really matter when they're playing Widow. It turns out you actually have to get into places where you have opportunities as Widow, even if you can hit all your shots. And also hitting a certain amount of headshots is basically a determining factor in whether or not you do anything. He shot me through the rocks.
I've got you in my sights.
His screen he didn't, so probably laggy.
Some air power.
Although we're playing on Goo 4 and Goo 4 servers fucking suck dick. It's like 20 tick rate Overwatch 1 servers. 100%. No. Pretty sure this guy's cheating. Good. Overtime respawn time. Good.
Need reinforcements. Can I get any DA?
We have to wait. Diva's just being fucking annoying. Like, Diva can kill, like, pretty much anyone if she dives on them while holding her in her shield. If you just dumps all of her cooldowns on one person, they just kills them. Part of that was also the soldier, though, too. Push it? No, I'm just dead. First time I've actually tried pushing the Diva Bomb. Roadhog again. I don't know why I can't hit with concussive damage, though. Roadhog can pull it. I can't push it. I've never tried actually pushing it before. Fun. This guy's 100% cheating. He's like literally watching me through the walls and just tried to buffer the kill cam. Good for him.
I don't want to talk about
Hey, I'm doing something obvious. Maybe I shouldn't do this before the guy comes out of the ceiling. Good for him. Oh my god. Teleport. Wasted all my time. He just fucking tried to shoot me through the wall. Holy fuck. What is this at? Overtime? Yeah. You can't make this shit up, guys. That was 2 walls, by the way. He just tried to shoot me through 2 walls. Not just 1. Yeah, there's 2 walls there the guy just tried to fucking shoot me through. Holy shit.
Play of the game.
Yeah. I literally don't give 2 shits about what you are in ranked. That guy literally just tried to shoot me through the wall. Yeah. Prestige 1, as I've mentioned before. Is this a guy actually rated like rank 2 and like a top 500 player? You can't tell. He's private. 100% cheating.
Arriving at Conceal.
Man, what a piece of shit. He was trying to shoot me through 2 fucking walls. Holy fuck. He like came out of spawn and then tried to shoot me through 2 walls. Like that wasn't just like an accidental. That was pretty far in 2 walls. And lo and behold, when he went around the corner, I'm literally fucking right there. No one cheats at this game. I don't know how to type Overwatch cheats in Google. Yeah, fuck off. Oh. Yeah, that's probably one of the most blatant cheaters we've seen in a while, guys. Mainly the staring directly at me through the wall and then trying to kill me through the wall. But you know. That wasn't like he was just firing randomly into the distance. It was literally right where I was behind the wall. Now, holy shit, guys. People are fucking hilarious. Because their big streamer says that no one cheats at the game, they just assume no one cheats at the game or something like that. Mainly the Twitch memers that do that shit. I don't know why his ability does not change with your color settings. Like it's purple, even though it's supposed to be the color of your team. Why is that?
Let's show them some air power. Repositioning. Increasing altitude. We're falling behind.
Oh, I meant to get in front of him and didn't.
We're almost past them. You're outclassed. Come on, let's get going. Thanks for returning to battle. They took the robot. We need to attack.
Ha!
No one just keeps so good. They're pushing the barricade. Strike together. Working as envisioned.
The robot is under our control.
When's the Widow and when do we start getting pegged in the face constantly over and over again?
Excellent.
There needs to be a better way of dealing with people on the platform. I think if I can actually...
Nano boost administered.
fucking Christ. I want a new monitor. I really do. I want a new monitor. Yes, I do.
Positioning underway.
Get the robots back to our barricade.
Escorting the robot. I am empowered.
Yeah, you never see the fucking holds you do in Overwatch 1 compared to Overwatch 2. In terms of being able to hang on for the time you spend in the game. What I wanted to do the last time.
We are moving.
Taking off. Rain from above.
Push, protect me! It did!
I look after my own.
Your team has taken the
Taking the enemy. Here. Up and away. They outnumber us. Enemy over here.
Boy, I could have bopped him off. I decided to look for the Ash, and I should have just looked at the tank, because he had the Lucio shield on, and I couldn't kill him. I could have bopped him, though. Occurred to me too late.
Increasing altitude.
Your timing on that. Just barely. I knew if I looked away, I wasn't going to be able to, I had to kill someone right away.
Establishing aerial position.
Life choices in order to end things, though.
The robot. Excellent enemy over here. Over here. Thanks for the assist. Let's show him some air power. Aerial positioning underway. I see an enemy. Enemy over here. On the move. I will not waste this opportunity. My body no
Far away. It's like they knew. Shouldn't have even bothered. Yeah. Kind of weird. Good for them.
I don't want to talk about it.
We are making progress. Keep pushing.
Okay. That was very close to a bop, guys. And very unlucky timing. Good.
The skies await. Overtime. We're outnumbered. Group up. Don't let up, no matter what. We overthrow them and take back the home. Understood?
Gotta manually heal. Oh, he just tried to kill me. Bad guys.
The enemy's pushing. That's not good.
Always more to learn. Aerial positioning underway. It's their last try.
Yeah. That's pretty sad. Was it just Bastion that killed everyone at the end? I wasn't watching because he looked normal a match. Kind of weird, but Panchi. Kind of weird. But we never got kill cans of him because he's on my team, so. Good. Mm-hmm.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Parisi, guys! Oh my god.
Isn't that what you want?
Who was Bastion at the beginning of the match? Hanzo? Wasn't doing exceptionally well at the beginning of the match either. I wasn't even paying attention to him. I was paying attention to the Ashe. Diva was being annoying.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Work as a team, everyone. Sniper
I have some cheaters here. That's the guy from last match? I don't know. A lot of people that know exactly where I am trying to get line of sight on me. All the time. Huh? Very accurate. Yeah, it looks like he's having a seizure. Good. Whatever's going on over there. Looks like we have multiple people cheating. We'll see though.
Systems nominal.
I think that's the guy from our last match. I think that was the guy on our team, if I remember right. Like I said, when they usually start doing BM shit, zero situational awareness, by the way. When they start doing BM shit, it's usually when they're cheating. Oh, that gets them off. So they don't enjoy playing the game anymore.
I will not waste this opportunity. Justice reigns from above.
Trying to kill a six-dimensional fighter, guys. It'll happen.
Meteor strike.
Let's show him some air power. Increasing altitude.
That is a Widow. I want to see the kill cam. Ah.
I will not waste this.
Try and grenade me.
What direction were you aiming?
Uh-huh.
Taking flight.
Always more to learn.
Helden sterben nicht.
Wanted the res. I'm not gonna let her do that. Just gonna sit there and wait for the guy to time out. She radioed to her teammates that I was sitting there and that they had to make a team play on me. So 100% a pre-made.
60 seconds.
Heroes never die.
Baptiste also does not miss. Yeah, they're trying to make coordinated plays with me. Good for him.
Personality duplication.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure the Baptiste is also cheating. I think it's the Tracer now and the Baptiste. And then I just missed a shitload of shots on Echo.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Increasing altitude. Positioning.
Tipped up shit.
Shake.
Huh? Job. Just thrown into the fucking wall. She did. Good for her. Very, very accurate. Very accurate. Soldier 76, which is the Tracer. It's too close. Good. Trying to time his jumps with his punches so that he doesn't have a cooldown that he can actually use to escape or stun you, which is difficult because he rotates through him constantly.
30 seconds remaining.
Yes, he can. Die. Oh, your teammates can't get revenge. Am I stuck? Oh. There's aimbot Soldier 76. Yeah. It looks like he's having a fuck. It's like some of these guys that like play, they definitely, their sensitivity is way too high. And it looks like they're having a seizure, but are like super accurate at the same time, which doesn't actually happen. Not that you can't play with high sensitivity, but you don't look that way and are super accurate. That means you don't have control over your mouse at all. Apparently they're really angry about the fact that I killed their Baptiste earlier for some reason. Good for them. Alright. And the Baptiste wasn't honestly that good either. It was very accurate. Okay.
Play of the game.
Eh. X. Box with the E in my English? That guy's definitely cheating. I believe that was the Widowmaker from the round before. Good stuff. Next game. Baptiste, questionable. Like I mentioned before, guys, I really wish this game had an anonymous mode so you wouldn't have people that have what you could say is like focus cheating. I don't know what other way to word it. We haven't really had it beyond this week. It seems like it started this week, where we get people that only seem like they're cheating against me, and then when you see the kill cam, they just miss a bunch of shots on everyone else. Which I don't think know much to do with them knowing I'm a streamer as much as I've played Quick Play as Farah for months at this point, and people are just trying to be dumbasses and harass you because you're playing a certain character. They get you to stop playing the character. Like I said, Farah is 100% the origin story for like 95, 100% for 95, 100% the origin story for like 95% of like cheaters in Overwatch are people that got pissed off in rank about Farah. They're unable to do anything and they have PTSD, so they cheat against her. You don't get the same sort of thing against any other character.
Returning to battle. The payload has been secured. I will not waste the opportunity. Something in the air.
Get hooked. Yep.
The skies await. Positioning. I see an enemy.
Pretty sure this is pre-made. The reason we're there is because she wanted to res the guy.
Let's show him some air power.
Okay.
So mean I
don't give up that easily.
mean I make medicines.
Not sure exactly what they're doing.
Returning to battle.
I thank you.
I know he could pull you out of spawn. Good.
Making another approach.
Good.
The skies await.
We're gonna preempt this. Pretty good idea what's going on here. So.
No one can hide from just sight.
And our tank's fucking around. Ooh, super close. That guy just buffered the kill cam.
I don't want to talk about it.
This is basically a pointless game to play, guys. Our tank is just fucking around, and we're playing against the pre-made lobby.
Moving the payload away.
So, yeah, this must be a big streamer or something. Shit. Such a stupid game. At least in comp, people take it seriously. You have to deal with this shit, guys, and like solos, just kind of pointless. And he just died while trying to focus me. Dub. Alright, Widow toggle? Probably. These guys 100%, there's something really focused going on here, guys. These guys 100% are just trying to gun for me, like that Ash that just sat there and stared at me, and then got brained by our Widow. So, yeah. There's a reason I turned off comms. There's no point in talking to these guys either. Such a stupid game. Good.
Let's show him some air power. Thank you. Taking off. Taking damage. I don't stay down. Up and away. Hello. And no one can hide.
You gotta be fucking kidding me! The fuck is that shit? The timing on that? Wait, you can't make that! What?
Talk about it. Aerial positioning underway.
That's beyond hilarious, by the way. Okay. Well, we didn't get him. Such a fucking stupid game. Am I even attempting to play? This has to be a big streamer people are jacking off to right now. People get really fucking stupid when shit like this starts happening. It's not even a game. Ugh.
My ultimate is almost ready.
All systems nominal.
Over here.
I can take more than that.
Nanoboost is ready to deploy.
10 seconds.
Don't have much time. Push forward.
Helping you out.
Oh no, we lost, guys! Christ.
Hello.
Play of the game.
Next game. Should just left at the beginning when I saw it was a pre-made. And Orion was fucking around. And I didn't.
Now arriving at
Good, good. Mm-hmm.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Like, if you're gonna have a highly coordinated pre-made, go fucking play comp. It's fucking obnoxious. Back in Overwatch 1, guys, they used to make you play against other pre-mades. You couldn't play against whatever the fuck our team was. Because, you know, it makes sense. You have a huge advantage when you're in a pre-made. Therefore, playing against pugs, it's kind of, you're playing people down, right? Especially when you're playing it with highly motivated comms, or you're playing with people that are on the same page because you played against them or played with them before. Yeah. Fucking obnoxious. Waste of time. I don't know if, like in comp, I don't even know if 4s and 5s are still play against 4s or 5s, or if they've changed it. It used to be only you could play with duos and actually play in the normal pug pool.
Stay down.
Is now
We're outnumbered. Be advised.
Fucking Christ.
hello.
And they're cheating. Good. You can see that in the flippity flew when I went underneath them, when I went like this and perfectly followed me and led me. It's not our first time seeing a cheating Echo though. Uh-huh.
Focal point locked. Making another approach. Aerial positioning underway.
I don't want to do a name change, guys, but we might actually have to do it. Mainly because your entire friends list knows you by a certain name, and you can't just change your name in Overwatch, unfortunately. No.
Positioning. Finishing them off. Going up. The skies await. Increasing altitude. Turret up ahead. Heroes never die. Enemy turret down. That's it for them. Anyone want arm wrestle? Positioning underway.
Let's push forward. Let's push forward.
Turret detected.
Why?
Enemy turret down. I knew. Gaining altitude.
Looks like on ability use from the looks of it. Normally, like, this just perfectly lit at all times. It's only whenever the fire rate goes off. It's probably on trigger pull.
Keep it tight. That's 3 hits. 4 hits confirmed. Enemy turret destroyed. Scatter.
Holy shit, I got healed. No way. Next to impossible to boot. Thank you. Oh, I wanted to fucking punch her.
Shake it off. Taking off.
Enemy turret here. I see an enemy. Remember that turret.
Good.
I don't want to talk about it. Taking to the air.
It's high noon.
Yeah.
Best round lost.
Area denied.
And
Score 0-1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
We can do this. Establishing aerial position. Hey.
notice how Echo is no longer killing us, guys. Instead, it's Anna.
Systems nominal.
Uh-huh.
Increasing altitude. Much better. Turret detected.
That's what happens when you get focused by an enemy team. As it turns out, it's almost like they know who I am and they're intentionally going after me. Weird, huh?
Making another approach. On the move.
That'll happen.
Up and away.
Pretty sure that Anna's cheating now.
System repaired. 4 hits.
But that's by design. So after I pointed out that the Echo's cheating a couple different times, they got the memo and they stopped going after me, and now it's the Anna that's trying to kill me continually. So this is definitely a pre-made. On top of it, and it looks like they know who I am, so they're probably stream sniping too. Good for them.
The skies await.
This will cut the pace.
Taking off.
Heroes never die.
You think I don't know
Huh?
my own mother's tricks? Health restored.
Once they got handed to us.
very hungry.
Hostile spot.
Keep fighting.
It's always funny when you see people use Torb and play him like Overwatch 1 Torb, which you can't do because he has disposable channels, disposable turrets now. Uh-huh. Oh, we got him pissed off. Hmm. Yeah. Like I said, it's 100% an aimbot.
Returning to battle.
And I believe is also cheating.
Positioning.
Get that.
Aerial positioning underway. Sniper.
Another guy that looks like he's having a seizure while it's stuck to my body. Good for him. Aw.
They outnumber us. Keep it tight. Justice reigns from above.
It's literally a fucking guy looking at me through the walls, guys. Holy shit.
Let's show him some air power. Into the air.
That's pretty unbelievable.
System repair.
Alright. So let's see. Bye.
Play of the game.
This guy as well?
Making use of that speed, I see. Ba-ba-ba-bow.
Welcome to reality.
And the other guy. We already reported this guy. Eh. Soldier.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attack commencing. Stop the payload.
Yeah. That's our game we just got.
Traveling to Nepal. Prepare for battle.
Possibly also the... This is with the cheating Baptiste from a game earlier. Also with the possible, the ball was also cheating in that last game. But he killed me like twice. But every time he unrolled, his aim would stick to me constantly. Good shit, guys. Got a lot of interesting games going on here tonight. Good for them. Like I said, it would be fantastic if you could actually hide your name. But you can't hide your name in game. And I don't think it has anything to do with streaming, but sometimes it does, like that last game. There's not much you can do against someone with the aimbot. They could play fucking Widow and it's the same shit. The guy could barely move his character around while playing Widow and just stared at me through fucking walls. I mean, yeah, it really doesn't matter what you're playing. I didn't know how to charge a rifle.
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture.
Aerial positioning underway. Enhancing high power.
Moment I look away. Yep. And looks like we got another cheater. Good.
Positioning.
Those knights, guys. Not much you can do there, like you need heals. The last couple games too, we're really getting stomped on. We got 0 heals, which makes me wonder whether or not it's actually like a pre-made on our side too, that's just trying to fuck with you. Whole reason I muted that guy and I didn't engage him last game. I was just looking for more footage on the other guys before we left the game. The game was a loss no matter what. So. Oh my god, mercy. Okay.
Coming off the bench.
When the Genji literally can't even figure out where he's going. For him. If we have people trolling and quick play, it might be time for us to switch to comp. Because in comp, there's a little bit of a filter over what the fuck's going on in your game. Guy looks like he has on ability use. I'm pretty sure we've reported this guy before. Every time he uses an ability, it aligns, which is what we've seen with Genji's before. Thought it was close enough to the ground or high enough up where it wouldn't land right on my face, but it did. Good. It's just like with the Genji Reflect, you have to wait for them to use their shield, but when they know you have an ult for whatever reason, when they know you have an ult, they'll just sit there and wait on it. But it's much more detrimental to...
Excellent teamwork. Thanks for the assist.
Damage spell is upon you. Enemy seen.
Alright. It's like having a diva follow you around. It's the same thing. It's gonna eventually happen. Good.
Okay.
Unless you get healed.
Up and away.
Kind of sucks though with like games where you're getting harassed, guys. Like you just stop trusting your healers, so you don't even go to them for healing, even though that's the best thing to do.
I see an enemy.
My servants never die.
Pass into the iris.
Enemy here. Concussive out. Establishing aerial. I see an enemy.
Holy shit, you can do stuff when your team's helping you. And the entire enemy team isn't trying to kill you. It's kind of weird. Jesus.
First round.
Nice. Wow, we do a lot better, guys, when we get heals. Our team's not trying to kill us, and the enemy team's not just focusing us with a cheat on their team, or a couple cheats on their team. Weird how that works, right?
What's the most crazy thing
Yeah.
you've seen as a doctor? Well, there was one pilot who was lost in time.
Weird. Once again, I really wish this game had anonymous mode. Since we've played this game for, what, like 2 months? And we're already getting trolled by cheaters and by pre-made lobbies? Yeah. Dead by Daylight, when that's happening, at least it's a 4v1, so you're already set up to be in an advantageous position against the team. Well, for the most part. Cheating still kind of turns out the same way, depends on how hard they're cheating.
I will not waste this opportunity. Enemy over here. En route.
Getting the health kit.
The objective is
Over here. Increasing altitude. Over there.
Well, I just gotta grudge it and slug through it on that last one. It's gonna turn out the same way, and I want to get as much footage as possible of people just being dumbasses and thinking you don't know the difference when they're cheating and not.
Up and away. Terminated.
My servants
Oh,
never
I thought I could make it to the corner.
The skies await. Aerial positioning underway.
This ends now.
Just trying to kill all, like, eat all my projectiles? What the fuck's going on here?
They outnumber us.
That really sucks.
Dispersing.
ready to deploy.
Increasing altitude.
None of these
Excellent. I will not
into the iris.
Okay. For some reason, the one guy that killed everything wasn't killing me, which is the guy I said was cheating in a different game. Huh. That's kind of weird, which is the Sojourn, who's also playing the Genji. For some reason, tried to stop killing me. I don't really understand that. I gotta take a piss, guys. We're having a roller coaster of games tonight. There must be like a big streamer or something that talked about me, or even a mediocre streamer with like his hate lobby that just talked about me. We're getting a lot of negative attention tonight by people that I have no idea who the fuck they are, and I really don't give a shit who they are, because I don't give a shit about other people. We're back, guys. Online, that is. We're back. Alrighty, guys. Good. Definitely a roller coaster of games tonight. Holy fuck. And as I mentioned, we might have to start playing comp purely because it seems like there's people fucking with me. And comp's a little bit more structured, so we'll probably be less likely to run into complete pre-mades. And hopefully cheating will be less in comp. I know it seems kind of weird, but it actually seems like people cheat more in quick play. Particularly because they don't think people are going to report them in quick play. As it goes, if you're just trying to have fun and stomp on some noobs, it's also less sweaty. It's all the things the cheaters love in the game, is when they go against people with less opportunity than them to flaunt an advantage over. Let's see. Lime green. Looks a lot like blue, though. Red's too dark. Green's too dark, too. I swear to God, magenta is like super hard on your eyes, and it makes it very difficult. Purple's too dark, and pink's too light. I don't know why. Magenta just feels like a really difficult color to look at. Why? Because it has so high contrast, right?
Messy, but we got it done.
Means maybe I just have to deal with it. Learn to deal with it.
Welcome to Circuit Royale.
Yeah. Once again, really wish this game had an anonymous mode, so I don't have to rotate my username. You can't even rotate your username on Battle.net. You get one change for free, and then you have to pay $10 every time you want to change your name. Holy shit. Paid name changes, guys. The fuck is that?
No one's a natural. We all have to put in the work.
Actually, curiously, let's try doing something real quick here. See. I'm going to try changing an option in OBS and see if it helps or does anything at all, for that matter. Okay. 1 second, guys. I will be right back. And did it work? Let's find out. Yeah. Hey, Toxby, good evening. You missed, well, it wasn't even drama. You can totally tell when there's people seething in the background, though. Just obviously the paranoia. Yeah, no shit. I had to use that liberally before Dead by Daylight put in their anonymous mode. I'd use it all the fucking time because there was legitimately people that would follow me around. There's people, even though my Steam name in no way, shape, or form is connected to my Twitch name. I changed it like 2 years ago. I'd still get people that would somehow find my stream. And it wasn't like I had a bunch of people watching me when I was playing Dead by Daylight. So I had like maybe 30 people watching me when I was playing Dead by Daylight. It's like nothing. And there's still people that would like come and stream snipe me and fuck around with me. It's horrible. And what helped immensely was in like January, I think 2021, I started rotating my username. And whenever I get like a sus lobby where it felt like I was getting stream sniped, I'd have to rotate it again. And it made measurable difference on the kind of teams I was getting. Where it shouldn't, but it did. And in this game, I don't think people necessarily are stream sniping me. They just know I play Pharah a lot, and people hate Pharah so much. Like, hate Pharah with a passion, because it's the origin story of 95% of the cheaters in this game. Citation needed, I know. Origin story of 95% of the cheaters in Overwatch is playing comp and being unable to kill a Pharah, and it just makes people cheat. Yeah, that's fucking crazy in this day and age. Blizzard is charging for name changes and then forcing them on you through their game. Kind of fucking... What kind of business model is that? Holy shit. Also, I want a new monitor. Have I told you guys how much I want a new fucking monitor? I really do. Fuck Acer and fuck this piece of shit that I decided to buy. It was right at the end of my Overwatch years and I thought I was going to get a better monitor and I didn't. It's like a shit grade, side grade. Why are we not getting healed? Eh. Good. We had a guy earlier that was cheating, but he was only cheating against me. We've mentioned that before, like targeted cheating. Yeah. That sucks pretty hard because obviously it makes their stats look more normal. And the rest of your team is going to be more likely to freak out on you. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was looking at it. I thought maybe there would be a way to change your name just in Overwatch or something. No, you have to change your account name. And it's pretty noticeable difference between the two games we got earlier with the fuckers and what we're playing against now. Even when people are cheating, there's a difference between when people are cheating and it's targeted versus when they're just fucking around in the game. Hit them at all? No! God. What the fuck was that? Uh-huh.
I don't want to talk about it.
Objective lost.
I'm just completely out of it today, too. Like I said, I had some stuff going on in life that's also not helping things. Ruining my flow. Not to me, to friends. They'd go like FAP or something. I just got stuck on the wall. Good. No. Cool.
Making another approach. Taking to the air. Let the kitsune guide you. Okay, my head's in the game.
Meteor strike.
What's up?
Taking off.
Feels like my shots are super delayed today too, like by a quarter second. Makes it difficult to direct hit people.
Increasing altitude.
I don't think resetting OBS did anything.
I don't want to talk about it. Taking to the air. All systems nominal.
Meteor strike.
Aerial positioning underway.
Good. Good.
Excellent team. 60 seconds.
Why you would have stayed there? But they did.
30 seconds.
They had a chance to run away, guys. And they didn't.
Okay, my head's in the game.
Good. Like I said, there's like a you can feel it. That's my wallpaper changing. You can feel it in game.
Up and away.
Like I just tried to do like a push forward, which you pop under yourself. This isn't a goof 4 either. I need this. Oh. Uh-huh. Not super amazing, better, but...
Play of the game.
I stuck to my pick. Kiriko heal the boatload. I guess. That's better, but once again, it still fucking feels like there's a quarter-second delay between when I fucking push the button and when something fucking happens on my screen. I don't understand why. Not no. Rough day, guys. Lots of random shit happening today. That's just the way it goes. Just makes me, I don't know, just makes me want to buy an Intel system again. And depending on what happens with the 7000 series X3D, I might buy just a 13K. I might just say screw it and go back to Intel. Photos is running. Search is running. So what we did earlier this week, which actually I think made things worse, was I turned off GPU acceleration. I guess I'll end the Explorer.exe too. I turned off GPU acceleration on Chrome and then also on Steam. I think it helped it. I think it made things worse. Shouldn't have. Kind of feels that way. It feels like you just have a constant like latency thing going on here. That I changed, and then I also changed this. Acceleration, change it back up. Once again, should it make a difference? It's like the weird nuances that just like cause hiccups that cause you to fuck up your aim and fuck up what you're doing. Even though it's using like 0%, occasionally it'll access your GPU and cause a hitch, which is why you generally turn it off. I restarted my PC yesterday, so that's not doing it. I know. Maybe my brain's slow today, guys. My brain's just slow. Do another. Maybe not even a quarter second, maybe like a tenth of a second, so 100 ms.
Strike from above. Up and away. Take double kill. Double. Mind the gap. Messy, but we got it done. Taking to the air. Dispersing. Touch the sky.
Good, good, good.
Now arriving at ease.
Strike from above.
Top 500 Smurf pocketed. Well, let's see if they're cheating. Sounds fun to me. Good.
You know, Freya, it's not a sign of weakness if you take it easy sometimes.
Wonder how they figured out that they're a top 500 Smurf. Besides playing against them, probably just means they're cheating.
Like mother,
But
like
you know,
daughter.
whatever.
3, 2, 1. Round 1.
On the other hand, if we don't actually get a full team,
Aerial positioning underway.
fucking Christ. Like this shouldn't chart, guys. We should be literally be waiting right now for our teammates.
The objective is now active.
Wait a second here and then requeue. There's absolutely no reason that that game should have started. And it should have just reset when people left, and we should have waited in the queue. Either in-game or outside the game. For people to join. Those are looking for ways to make this game feel miserable as it goes. We're waiting here so I don't get put back into the same game, which might just happen. Lots of ways of dealing with that. That's a pretty miserable experience. It doesn't matter if it's on your team or on the enemy team. It's the same shit. Esperanza. Ready. Peen Liquor 69. I see. Perfect sense. There's no way with a name like that someone isn't cheating, but you know. We'll see. It's actually pretty it is a miracle. It is an absolute miracle in this day and age, guys. I still don't understand this completely. How people can like imagine that no one cheats at games. Like how could you live in a bubble with the kind of people like Peen Liquor 69 roaming around on Earth? How you would never think people would cheat. People cheat in real life with real stakes on the line. Why wouldn't they fucking cheat in a video game if they could? Especially if it's easy and they're anonymous, which they always are. Fucking silly.
2, 1. Objective unlocks in place.
again. Is it smarted or smitten? On the move.
That's very sus. Yeah, pretty sure he's cheating. Well, he just fucking stood still like a fucking turret. Oh. Oh! Oh my god. I just got stuck in the side of it. Fuck off.
We've taken the lead. Good work, everyone. Rains from above. Let's stick with it. Let's take him to the wasteland. Heroes never die.
Can we kill the 6-dimensional fighter plane? I don't know. Oh, she's only 5th dimensional now. Going for mid-airs, guys. Oh, we got one, but she basically ran away from me. This guy's... Oh... Back. Fucking soldier is putting out a shitload of damage, guys. Yeah, he's definitely cheating. Notice how he could only... Notice how he had to run underneath to shoot me in the face? He's 100% cheating. So, we've talked about this before. 95% of the cheats... 95% of the cheaters... Well, not 95. I don't even know what it is. It's a lot. Unless you have, like, a bone mesh aimbot, it'll only click to your chest or your head. So if you don't reveal your chest or your head, it's basically like wearing body armor. That's not good. I didn't mean to do that. What's wrong with? The soldier's definitely cheating. Whereas a skilled player could 100% shoot your feet, right? If your feet and lower torso are revealed, you 100% can shoot it, which is what they could see. But he had to get line of sight on my head in order to actually shoot me. From my neck, wherever. It depends where the camera is.
Get pushing, or I'll take your legs off. Messy, but we got it done. Down goes another contender. En route. Team, I will not waste this opportunity. Establishing aerial position.
Definitely feels better. It shouldn't, but it does. Taking load off your GPU, well, depending on what it is, should 100% make things better. But it's not. Especially because it's not really using any of my CPU. Yeah, this definitely feels a shitload better. Putting aside the fact that we're also getting pocketed isn't hurting things either. I don't think we've died to Soldier once. Actually, we have. I get a kill cam. I just killed him! Junker Queen! Yeah, well, that was not by design.
Aerial positioning underway.
Thanks for not shooting. Oh my god. Thanks for not hitting me, Ryan. That is the soldier.
Always more to learn.
Enemies back up.
Better.
On the move.
Group up on me.
Forward spawn lost.
Don't let them push any further.
What the fuck is going on here? Doing?
You really need treatment. Thank you. Up and away.
There's a third aerial to overclock.
Thanks for the assist.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Dude, I hate when people turn into this weird fucking shit. What? Why is this over?
Got one.
God.
Making another approach.
Was not the soldier.
Positioning underway.
Widow, who was a soldier, is now on Ash.
Positioning.
See an enemy. Open fire.
I don't know why these fucking tanks aren't actually playing the game.
The enemy has claimed the robot.
They have us outnumbered.
Don't make it weird. Go play Roblox sex lobbies. Yeah. I hate when people do this fucking weird shit where they try to make it into a friendly game and it's not. Like, you can play customs too. I'm sure there's a custom jack-off lobby.
Moving the barricade.
It's not who I want to see.
60 seconds remaining.
Returning to battle.
Ask why? Why what? They're just people at night get really fucking weird right around like bedtime and when they when they should go jerk off, like the two things in one, they just start getting friendly and just like don't want to play the game anymore. But for some reason they aren't motivated enough to go to sleep. Like go watch hour TikTok videos or something. I don't fucking know. Bye. Both these hit scans are incredibly fucking accurate. Christ. No, we aren't doing extended overtime. I will punch you to death, Ryan. He's gonna try to charge me eventually.
No one can hide.
Jesus Christ. Then they make it weird. Then they make it fucking weird because you're the one that actually tries, you know? I'm sure there's a Mercy jerk-off lobby you can go to. Like, the thing about this, like, the thing I hate the most, guys, is I look like the bad guy for actually wanting to play, right? Because it turns into this thing where, like, oh, why isn't the Pharaoh playing along with us? You know, one of those things? I just want to play fucking Overwatch. Go play a custom lobby. You don't need to do this shit in the normal fucking game. I hate this. It's like TF2 is the same way where it never used to be this way in Overwatch 1, but Jesus, like, it shows people are getting bored of the game is basically what it comes down to. TF2 was also that way, where you just occasionally get these weird lobbies where people would just decide that they're just going to stop playing the game, and everyone just should sit down and just like have tea, like a normal server, and everyone should just have tea and crumpets together. And it is incredibly difficult to deal with that because it makes you look like the bad person when you actually don't want to take part in it. But you're on the server with them, and like you could leave, I guess, is the end of the day. You can just leave, and if that happened at the beginning of the match, I would have done that. Like with the Ryan earlier in the stream snipe lobby we had. In the stream snipe lobby, I should have just left when we saw him just fucking around. I don't really understand that at all. This guy, I'm pretty sure was cheating. We had really good heals from both our Mercy and our Kiriko, or Widow. Not Kiriko. Mercy, Kiriko, or Anna. Both the healers are really good on our team, so we didn't really get that many death cams. Both of the soldiers at different points in the game also looked like they were cheating. We only got like 2 kill cams on the guy before, then like just... Yeah, excuse me. I don't know, guys. We had some pretty rough games. And my fucking my history is bugged again. So I can't look at my accuracy over the last couple games. I don't know, guys. Yeah, it's the way shit goes. Like, it's late night right now in NA. It's 4:30 in the morning, and you get people that just like don't want to play anymore, but they want to play, and then I guess they try to make friends, but don't do that in custom lobbies. Or in quick play, you can just go play customs. Like, when you used to play... This also used to happen when there was mirror matches. People would derp out and start playing all the same heroes, especially Maze. And you just have this weird lobby where no one actually played the game, and they just, like, played duplicate heroes. And it was in quick play, not in comp. And you're just like, why? You're just like, hey, look, this is the cool lobby. 18 plus chill VC only. Yeah. Voice chat only. Chill kill. Chill friendly 18 plus MC. Chill MC required 18 plus. What is MC? Friendly server preset. And a sleep dart off. Yeah, like, I don't even think Overwatch is made for that, unfortunately. Like I mentioned before, one of the shittiest things about Overwatch over the years, putting aside what they've done to the game, what they have and haven't done to the game, is the fact that there is no casual game for this game. There is custom lobbies, I guess, and there's arcade, which is a joke, And then you have quick play and comp. And that's it. Comp is obviously try hard, and quick play is too much like comp to be casual. It needs to be like TF2, which is like a 12v12, right? A big game versus big game, or an 8v8 or maybe 10v10. Something bigger than what we have right now. 5v5 is horrid for that sort of gameplay because it makes it more intense. If you just had like this fucking fodder grinder, it'd actually be pretty enjoyable. And it doesn't need to be comp, and it doesn't need to be competitive with comp because it's just a derp around mode, right? It's just, hey, look, I'm having fun playing the game, showing off my loot and shit. Although you can't really even do that anymore because they balance the game to be very tank-sided. So if they allow duplicate characters, you just have a shitload of tanks, right? I mean, you could probably still do maybe with like 3 tanks or something. I don't know. And like 3 tanks, 8 DPS, and that's wrong. 3 tanks, 5 DPS, and 5 healers, maybe? I don't know, guys. It's fucking weird, though. And I've mentioned this before. It's a little bit more different now, where if you have duplicate heroes, the game becomes much more gimmicky because of the way they balanced it. I don't think 5v5 was healthy for the game and what they did to the tanks in general, but that's what they decided to go with, and that's probably not going to change, just like the stylized art is not going to change until Overwatch 3, which is probably going to be 4 years from now. So, in 4 years, we'll get a different variant in Overwatch 3, in which they'll revert the changes they made in Overwatch 2, for the most part, and put their own stupid flair on things. Make it seem like a different game. Art style in this game is horrid. It's one of the problems I have. I've been switching between accessibility for team colors and friendly colors is because there's so much problems in this game with identifying people in fast-paced combat because everyone is super dark. When they're in dark areas or in light areas, they match terrain super easily, and it makes it very difficult to see them and keep track of them. One of the most difficult things is when everything turns into gobbledygook and fast-paced combat in this game, where we didn't have that problem in Overwatch 1. It's one of the reasons I really want a new monitor. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I am out here for this evening, guys. Tomorrow will be more Overwatch 2. Tonight was a weird stream in general, simply because I got on late and I had some stuff in real life going on, and that'll just happen, but that's the way things go. Yeah. I don't know. And also, we had some shitbirds in my games that were either trying to hyper-focus me or they're in a pre-made trying to fuck around with me, unfortunately. And then we had some people on my team which weren't making it better either. So, yeah, we had cheat lobbies mixed with sniping pre-mades and some in the same game, which was pretty horrid to deal with. That'll happen, guys. I'm out here for this evening, guys. If you're new to the stream, you enjoyed the bullshit, you enjoyed the stream snipers, which hopefully won't get anymore, make sure to follow up on the top right-hand corner. You stream every day from evening to late night, GMT-6. So 8 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time to 1 to 2 a.m., give or take. It depends what's going on in my life, what's happening, etc., guys. I'm out here for this evening. Unfortunately, had some kind of poop games, but that last couple games were pretty good, and I guess just changing my acceleration option helped. I don't really know, guys. It'll happen. But I'm out here for this evening, guys. Thanks for watching my stream as always, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully fantastic Monday night and Tuesday morning. Have a good day, guys.